Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Cosmo Build-A-Figure Wave. Here we have Adam Warlock. This has definitely got to be the dud of the wave. And it's not even... it's like the character design. It just... the gold and the red, it just doesn't look good. Oh, man. Some of this reminds me of like an Iron Man type of figure because of just how the gold and the red looks. It's just weird. Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. Just weird. The figure came out decent enough. It's just the character design for me that's just like, huh? But anyway, we'll talk about the figure and kind of get into it. So big shout out and thank you to Toy Snowman to start off there, the sponsor of this video. That's where I got my wave from them. Check them out, toysnowman.com. Link in the video description below. It is my referral link, which will give you a 5% off coupon code for first-time buyers. You'll get that code in your Frost rewards. So check them out. They are based in Canada, but shipped to the U.S. So free shipping to the U.S. on orders of $100 or more. So check them out, toysnowman.com. So here we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 movie logo up at the top. Cosmo Build-A-Figure. There on the side of the package, you can see Cosmo. We're almost done with the wave. We got Adam Warlock, and then we got Kraglin to take a look at, and then we'll go from there. You can see on the back, no accessories for Adam Warlock, but the Build-A-Figure piece that he comes with is the helmet piece for Cosmo. Now, I don't know how this is supposed to piece together. It doesn't pop in. I gotta see how this is actually supposed to work, because I have no idea. Does it just, like, force it together like this? Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. I figured it out. It wasn't very difficult, and it probably took me longer than it should have. But here we go. So that's the helmet piece for Cosmo. So that is pretty cool. And he also comes with the tail for Cosmo. So there we go. A couple more pieces to finish off Cosmo. Just got the one piece that comes with Kraglin, or whichever one it is. Then we can go from there. But let's go ahead and get in for the closer look at Adam Warlock and try to find the good in the figure. Because there's got to be something good, right? 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 Alright guys, so here we have the close-up look at the Adam Warlock figure, and yes, it is hard to find kind of the good in here. Something about the head sculpt I don't like, and it's not as bad having it in hand. Like, when I saw images and everything, I kept looking at the head sculpt thinking, man, something looks really off with it. Something about the shape, something about the hair. I don't know what it is. It's not even the color that's really the problem, but I think it's something about the hair that I don't like here in the front. Maybe it's just very square looking. I don't know what it is, but actually having it in hand, it's not nearly as bad as, for whatever reason, when I saw images, what my initial thoughts on that head sculpt were going to be. So that is a plus. That is a good sign. It is much better in hand. Is it the greatest? It's still not. No, that's kind of the thing. I do, however, see Will Poulter in there. I don't think it's the best look of him, and I think Will Poulter, you know, he's come a long way from We're the Millers. So you know, it's a big difference, and I don't know that this head sculpt really captures Will Poulter best. Like, if you look, maybe there. It's always the side profile that ends up looking a little bit better. But anyway, there's the head sculpt. Again, for me, it's just something about the hair that just looks a little bit off. But again, it is better actually having it in person. Whatever the gem is going to be in his forehead, we don't know, because in the comics, right, it was the soul gem. You know, obviously they can't do that in the MCU now, so we'll see what that's supposed to be, or if it's just going to be a design choice that they slap something in his forehead. Who knows? There is some yellow highlights in his hair to bring out some of the details, so it's not just all this flat, like, bronze, supposed to be gold color. But the rest of the figure is that way. It's all like this goldish metallic plastic with some bright ass red, and then a little bit of white paint there. But, you know, the paint that's on there is applied pretty well. I don't really have any issues going on there. The mold, the sculpt of it, it's very detailed. The problem is the details aren't that good. Like, I think that's kind of like the thing, right? Again, this is the character design choice for the MCU. When you see this in action figure form, you know, they do that based on the design from the movie. Does he look exactly like this? We'll see, you know, promo images that Hasbro works off of. I don't know if there's been any design changes or anything like that. We've only seen so much of Adam Warlock in the trailers. We haven't actually had a real good look at it, so, you know, we'll see. One cool thing, though, is check out the back of the cape. The back of the cape. That looks pretty good. You know, it's like the design of it came out looking really, really nice. And that's all, like, printed throughout. That looks pretty good, so... Right there, there's the big win on the cape, because that little bit of detail is kind of nice. We get some texture look to the inside, and again, the sculpted detail of this guy is pretty incredible. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Again, it's just character design that's like, you know, I don't know how I feel about it. But let's go ahead now and zoom out. Let's take a look at how he can move around, because that's, you know, that's a bit important. Okay, so Adam Warlock's articulation. What can he do? The head is on a dumbbell joint, so we're back to that. All the other ones got discs, hinge, and stuff. So Adam Warlock can look down that much. So not terrible, not great. Looking up, though, that's a problem. He's not going to be able to look up. Like, I hate that about the dumbbell joints. I get they have a more natural head movement, so you can do, like, pivot and things like that, and tilt. But I'm just not as big a fan. It just doesn't come out as good in my opinion. You get full rotation, of course, but again, it's all about that neck pivot, because look what he can do. The shoulders, you can get the arms to go straight on out, which is good, as you can see there. Keep in mind that these shoulder pieces do extend out, so if you want to do a rotation in there, you really have to move the arm around there, and you can do it, but then it's a pain in the ass, and I just kind of have it stuck now. Let's see, there we go. I got it. You have an upper bicep swivel in there, which looks pretty good. You get a double jointed elbow, pinless, because it is all new sculpt. Of course, it would have to be a unique sculpt for this guy. So, double jointed elbow, like so, wrist swivel, and they do hinge, standard horizontal hinge on there. Okay, so this guy does not have an ab crunch. He has the diaphragm joint. That's why it kind of reminds me of an Iron Man figure, because he'd be the same kind of articulation setup. So he can pivot to his left that much. He can pivot to his right that much. Going back is going to be a little bit of a problem for a couple of reasons. One, the cape, so it's just going to kind of hit his back and things like that. But then you get this ugly, ugly gap that you can end up seeing how the figure gets pieced together and stuff. Let's go in for a closer look at that. You can kind of see right on the inside of that figure there. So that is not the greatest. And then coming forward, again, diaphragm cut, so we're left with disappointment that he can't really lean forward too much. Like, that's it. That's not a whole lot, but standing up straight is there. So there's some, not a lot. You get the swivel at that diaphragm cut there. That's how they do it with the diaphragm cuts. Legs go that far apart, so that's pretty good. You can kick forward, decent amount, as you can see there. Leg doesn't really go back. You got an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed pinless knee. Oh, it's a little frozen. It doesn't want to go. There we go. So that much bend there at the knee. There is no calf swivel or boot swivel or anything like that. Foot, ankle swivel? No, ankle swivel. Foot hinges all the way down. You get some hinge up, as you can see there. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So, decent articulation. Not a whole lot going on for it. I don't know how to feel still about the figure. I think I need to really wait for the movie, because the movie kind of informs how I feel about a figure. You know, if I like the character in the movie, I end up liking the figure a little bit more. As of right now, without any context to Adam Warlock in the MCU, how they're going to do it, this figure to me is not the greatest. Not the greatest. Okay, so here is the Guardians of the Galaxy Wave so far. So we have the whole team together, plus now Adam Warlock, which will play a villain in the movie somewhat. I think he will end up being very heroic towards the end of the movie, maybe to fight against the High Evolutionary. We'll see. We don't know anything. I think James Gunn had said because Adam Warlock is so young that he doesn't know kind of what's going on. So I think, you know, initially he's going to be a villain in the movie, and then we'll see, you know, in turn. But we'll see. Again, I think once I see more of Adam Warlock, see what's going on in the movie, I will probably end up liking the figure more. But as of right now, I'm just not the biggest fan of the character design. And that's what's kind of doing it for me. And one thing that I forgot to do now that I realize is show you the comic Adam Warlock figure that we have that Hasbro gave us in one of the Guardians of the Galaxy waves. There. So you can see lots of red and some gold. So I guess there's kind of that going on. They got the skin color kind of right. I mean, it was more orange in for the comics, so we get more of a gold color, which makes sense because in the movie, I forget what the people are called, but they're all gold, right? So they're the ones that, you know, created Adam Warlock. So yeah, when the movie comes, you gotta wait for the movie, gotta wait for more trailers, more scenes, more footage. Then I'm sure I will feel differently about Adam Warlock. But as of right now, the figure is just okay. The issue is more the character design, not fully the execution of the action figure. Although, you know, no waistcut diaphragm joint is okay. The waistcut really would have broken up the design there. So it's really kind of all that. The head sculpt is still not great. It's better than I thought, but it's still, you know, Hasbro has done amazing jobs, like this Chris Pratt Star-Lord, holy crap, or this Drax, wow. Even the Mantis, even though it's an old head sculpt, the new face print came out looking fantastic. Rocket doesn't count. And then Nebula looks pretty good, even though I like the other ones more. It's because, you know, that she doesn't have the robotic stuff around her eye is kind of weird. Rocket's eyes just keep staring at me and it looks all weird. But they're the Guardians of the Galaxy so far. I think the movie's going to be good, or I'm really hoping that the movie's going to be good. If they tone down the Drax comedy, I'm sure I will love the movie. We'll go from there. But you guys let me know all your thoughts on this Adam Warlock figure, whether you like it or not. Let me know. What do you think of the Guardians of the Galaxy Wave so far? Are you excited for the movie? I am. Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.